Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Fearless Floyd Show. As always, I am your host, Fearless Floyd. Today's video, we're going to talk about a little opium for the RV. And of course, you see the little part right here, Iraqi dinar in this fat stack of Venezuelan bolivar. You can see the frog just chilling. Like, man, what's it going to happen, Floyd? Floyd doesn't know either. So, without further ado, I don't know. I can't give you a date. What I am going to give you is a little hope of what it looks like. Because what I do is I go find the facts. Okay. And then I present the facts to you. You can digest them however you like. You can let them go in one ear and out the other. You can actually sit down with a pen and paper and work it out yourself. But I'm just going to show you the facts. Here we go. Here's a map of the Middle East. And here's Iraq right here. Here's Iran, Afghanistan, where we just bailed from. Here's Yemen. This is where we're having a lot of problems with the Houthis right in here. That little port, because everything has to slow down to get through there on both sides. So that's when they're hitting them. Anyway, here you have Saudi Arabia, the UAE, United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Bahrain. Here's little tiny Kuwait. And you see how big Iraq is compared to most of the other Middle Eastern countries. Turkey, and I believe it goes Saudi by landmass, Saudi Arabia, Iran, I think it's Turkey, Afghanistan, and then Iraq, if I remember correctly. But what I want to show you as far as landmass, of course, it looks like that would assume that they would have tons of natural resources, especially with these rivers running through there, the Tigris and the Euphrates. So I want you to see how tiny the United Arab Emirates is in Qatar, because we're going to get to that here in a minute. I just wanted to show you a map of what the Middle East looks like and the area. I mean, I can blow it up for you so we can just see it a little bit better. But basically, if you need to go from over there over into Africa and you want to do it by land, you're going to have to almost go through Iraq unless you take this big tour over here, go that way. Otherwise, going through Iraq. A lot of commercial activity going on. So, Iraq's going to build some new cities. So I just Googled Iraq to build 20 cities. I've read some previous articles, so I already knew what I was doing. So, boom, this is what I found. I've opened some of these up, so we're going to go through them, but I just want to scroll down to show you guys what is in the public sphere that you can go find for yourself. Okay. Iraq to build 20 new cities, Iraq to build 5 new residential cities. Okay. So pay attention to residential cities and new cities. China starts building 15 new cities in Iraq. Okay. That was 1 week ago. 20-year contract in 2019 for the supply of 100,000 barrels per day, with the proceeds going towards paying the Chinese companies numerous development projects in Iraq. There you go. Iraq to establish 15 new cities across the country. Iraq is set to build a new capital city on the outskirts of Baghdad, and we're going to touch on that as well. Largest cities in Iraq. Projects, Iraq to build 18 residential cities, and this is from 2020. All right. Iraq to build 15 new residential cities. So basically, from scrolling through these, we know that they are, here they're talking about 20 new cities. All this is very late news, September 2023. Here's June 9th, 2023, my birthday. They're going to build 5 new cities. Iraq to build those 18 residential cities, et cetera, 20,000 homes, wah, 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 wah. All right. Bloomberg article. Iraq breaks ground on $2 billion project to build new city. Okay, this is from December 28th, 2023, so roughly about 2 weeks ago. Iraq breaks ground on $2 billion project to build new city. 2 Chinese firms will build 30,000 units outside Baghdad. The project is part of a plan to construct 10 cities across Iraq. So, it's the latest news. Already did the special offer. This is by Khalid Al-Ansari. This is Bloomberg, so I always give credit where credit's due. Iraq broke ground Wednesday on a $2 billion project to build a residential city outside Baghdad with 2 Chinese firms starting construction on 30,000 housing units. There are no American firms over there bidding. Remember when Halliburton was running everything? Remember Kelly Brown and Root and all that? Y'all see what's happening. The project is part of a plan to construct 5 cities across Iraq. 4 more are expected to be awarded soon, and another 10 will be announced next year. Contracts were awarded to East China Engineering Science and Technology Company Limited and China National Chemical Engineering Company Limited, along with their Iraqi partner, Shams Al-Biana. Hope I said that correct. Dinar. Sorry if I massacred it. Other new cities to be constructed are in Kerbala, Anbar, Nivia, and Babel provinces. The goal is to build 250,000 to 300,000 housing units for poor and middle-class families and address the housing crisis, according to a statement from Iraqi Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani. The city will include universities, commercial centers, schools, and health centers. Salah Mohammed Amin, probably, vice chairman of the National Investment Commission, placed the Jawahiri project to cost at $2 billion, none of it financed by the government. It is expected to be completed in 4 to 5 years. All right. So obviously this is a private project because none of it's financed by the government. None of it. All right, so they have these projects going on. That's a massive undertaking. They're going to build these cities all over. Next one. Iraq to build 20 new cities. 1 second. All right, Iraq to build 20 new cities. This is from, I guess, Amir Salim from September 14th, 2023. This is Iraqi news. All right, so this is a view of Baghdad's, Iraqi's capital city. So you can kind of see the topography of what the construction currently looks like. I'm showing you this for a reason, okay? Amid efforts to address the overcrowding crisis in major Iraqi cities and the enormous pressure it creates on infrastructure and services, Iraqi Minister of Construction, Housing and Public Municipalities, Bagan Rakhani, revealed that the designs of more than 20 new residential cities have been completed. During his speech at the ministry's first conference, entitled The Government Program and Solution to the Housing Crisis, Rakhani stressed that the deterioration in the housing infrastructure led to a housing crisis. All right. Just like Frank 26 is talking about, they are booming. They are open for business. They just did the International Trade Fair, which Mark C talks about. And this is what they are addressing. They're inviting these people to come in and bid on these huge, large construction project. So I just keep in mind what this picture looks like right here. Keep that in your mind. All right, we'll move on to the next. Iraq to build 5 new residential cities. All right. This is from zawa.com. Image used for illustrative purposes, a general view of the buildings at Bismaya Residential Project in Baghdad, February 26, 2015. So basically, these are housing projects, what we would call here public housing in the United States. So this is from June 2nd, 2023 of this year. Iraq has revealed plans to build 5 new residential cities in various parts of the country within a post-war strategy to tackle festering housing crisis. The new projects are based in the capital, Baghdad, the central Karbala governorate, the western Al Anbar, Iraq's largest governorate, Babylon in the central Iraq, and Nivea in north, according to local media. It doesn't go anymore. But what I wanted to show you is this number right there. Iraq, OPEC's second largest oil producer after Saudi Arabia, is building its largest residential town of Bismaya in Baghdad, comprising 100,000 houses at a cost of $7.7 billion. All right. How many of these cities are they building? And how many of these houses are they constructing? Because we know that it costs 7.7 billion, all right, to build a town comprising of 100,000 houses. So we know they're building 5. They say they're building 20, correct? So get out your pencil and your paper or whip out your phone with your calculator and do the math. All right, I want you to do the math. So if they're doing 5, that's 35. So that's 5 times. Yeah, that's a lot. I gotta whip out the calculator. I've been rolling all day. There you go. 7 point. All right, that's 38 billion dollars. $38.5 billion to build 5 cities. Okay, so if they're building 20, they're building 20 cities. That's $154 billion US dollars. All right. So we know generally, roughly, that Iraq brings in anywhere from 7 to 9 billion per month in oil revenues. So they're bringing in, we'll just say on average, $100 billion per year in oil revenue. So we know they've already got that parked from 2022. They've been 2023. All that money's parked in the Federal Reserve, the U.S. Treasury. I'm sorry, it's in the U.S. Treasury banks. And it's on hold. Iraq gets 2.5 billion every quarter from the United States out of their own oil revenues to run their government. Have they released all of that to Iraq yet? That's the big major question that nobody can answer. And until that gets answered, we won't know anything about what we can do and what we're going to do. But what I can do is show you a whole bunch of numbers. And then you can do the math and try to figure, well, if they've already done a 3-year budget in Iraq, right? And they've already allocated that money and they're talking about building, these cities that's going to cost $154 billion at the current exchange rate. That's a whole ton of dinar. right? But if you took that 154 billion and you revaluated it by $3 and we'll say 48 cents, that's only 4,425,287,356 and 32 cents when it revalues at $3.48 to one dinar. Now, does that make more sense? Why does that make sense, Floyd? Let me show you. Iraq is set to build a new capital city on the outskirts of Baghdad. A new capital city. Where's it? When's this? This is from the b1m.com article. And right here is Tim Gibson. And this is from June 22nd, 2021. The Iraqi government has announced plans to build an entirely new capital city on the outskirts of the current capital, Baghdad. Al Rafil City will be constructed in 4 phases, according to the National Investment Commission (NIC), and be built on a 400 square kilometer area of land not far from Baghdad International Airport. The first phase will include the construction of 75,000 homes for an estimated 300,000 people. There will also be a retail and commercial spaces, as well as hospitals, leisure amenities, and schools. Okay, so there you go. So we already know that if the 100,000 homes cost $7.7 billion, then we already know how much this is going to cost, right? Just below probably 7 billion, probably in the 6.8 billion range. All right. While there has been no total estimated cost for the project announced, it will be located next to the US dollar 7.7 billion Bismaya City residential development currently being constructed, which is expected to hold 600,000 people once completed. All right. And I'm just going to quote this right here. It is expected that the project will meet the need of about 1 million people and will also provide more than 100,000 job opportunities. Currently have a 7 million population. All right. And you're going to ask yourself, well, why are they building a new capital city, Floyd? Tourism. We're going to get to that. All right. Currently, Egypt is in the process of transferring its capital from the deeply congested Cairo to a new development 45 kilometers east of the famous city. Part of it is national security because in the capital, they're really congested. They were built, maybe 100 years ago sometimes. And, the geography, topography, population, so many dynamics have changed that, it's time to start anew and build from scratch with new technology, central air and heat. They are big on that. How do I know that? Because I've worked for Saudi Aramco's booth at I don't know, three different events. They are the largest booth. Sometimes they have 2 booths, and they have rooms built and they have air conditioning pumped in. They're just like apartments. It's they don't skimp. Their labor budget for one show was $3 million. Okay. Uh, Keep all this in mind. Building Egypt's 58 billion new city. All right. See the new? See that picture? See the old? All right. Let me move on to the next one. Here you go. This is why. Iraqi business news. Designs completed for 20 new Iraqi cities, which we covered. This is real quick. I just want to go through it. The Iraqi Minister of Construction, Housing, Public Works said that the designs have been completed for more than 20 sites chosen new residential cities. Okay, so they've had this for some time now. They've been sitting on it. This is from September 8th, 2023. So they've been working on it. Now they got the designs. Boom. Now they have the designs. They're ready to rock and roll. Get up here to the top. It's businessinsider.com. 16 stunning modern agricultural wonders in the Middle East you've probably never heard of. Sahar Asfandari from December 30th, 2019. So here we go. The Center Point skyscraper in Saudi Arabia left in the National Museum of Qatar, right here. See how pretty that is? That's a destination. That's a tourist attraction. What do they have inside of that museum that would attract you? All right, the Middle East is home to many ancient architectural sites built by civilizations such as Romans and the ancient Persians. However, it is fast becoming home to some stunning modern buildings too. Here are 16 modern architectural wonders in the Middle East you probably never heard of. The Middle East is home to the remnants of many architectural wonders of the ancient world. Some of the most visited include Petra, the famous archaeological site in Jordan and the former capital of Nabatean Kingdom, and Persepolis, the ceremonial capital of the Achaemenid Empire in ancient Persia. However, the region is fast becoming home to some of the most stunning modern buildings in the world, too. From the tallest buildings in the world to what is set to become the world's first vertical city, there are 16 stunning modern architectural wonders in the Middle East you've probably never heard of. Kite Tower, Dubai, United Arab Emirates, built in 2013. Of course, we've seen this a million times in photographs, magazines. Also known as the Infinity Tower, the Kite Tower in Dubai is recognizable by its twisted body. It stands at 1,005 feet and is the 138th tallest building in the world. That's not much to brag about. However, its unique design is readily identifiable. The Burj Khalifa, Dubai, United Arab Emirates, 2009. Of course, you've seen this. Okay, this is 2009. Look, I want you to look at the topography here. All right, this is all built anew. The Burj Khalifa currently holds the record for the highest building in the world at 2,716 and a half feet, or 828 meters tall. It also holds record for the tallest freestanding structure in the world and has the highest occupied floor of any skyscraper. The Burj Al Arab, Dubai, United Arab Emirates, 1999. Of course, we've seen this a gazillion times, haven't we? The Burj Al Arab is a luxury 7-star hotel located on its own artificial island with a building designed to look like a sail. It boasts 202 luxurious suites, all of which overlook stunning views of the Persian Gulf. Tabayat Bridge, Tehran, Iran, 2014. An aerial view of the bridge right here. The bridge was designed by Iranian architect Leah Araganian, who made it with multiple pathways to encourage pedestrians to wander and explore. Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque, Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates, 2007. The vision for the Sheikh Zayed Mosque was to bring together architectural styles from across the Islamic world. The architects behind the design of the building, which can house a total of 40,000 worshipers and visitors, were British, Italian, and Emirati, and brought in design inspiration from Turkey, Morocco, Pakistan, and Egypt, as well as other Islamic countries. The National Museum of Qatar, Doha, Qatar, 2019. The building was designed by the French architect Jean Nouvel, who said that the distinctive large flat discs make up its roof were inspired by rose petals. Inside, the museum intends to tell the story of the Qatari people organized in 3 chapters: beginnings, life in Qatar, and modern history of Qatar, spread across 11 individual galleries and almost a mile of rooms. There's the attraction. The Louvre, of course, which is in France. They have one here. Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates in 2017. The Louvre Abu Dhabi is a result of an intergovernmental project between UAE and France, designed by the same architect who masterminded the National Museum in Qatar, Jean Nouvel. The building is in a contemporary style and covers 64,000 square meters. Museum of Islamic Art, Doha, Qatar, 2008. The museum was designed by Pritzker Prize-winning architect I.M. Pei. Amman, Rotana, Jordan, 2016. The Amman Rotana is the tallest building in Jordan and the first tower hotel in Jordan. It towers over the rest of the Ammani skyline at 616 feet, 188 meters tall. Alhambra Tower, Kuwait City, Kuwait, 2011. The Alhambra Tower is the tallest building in Kuwait at 1,351 feet or 412 meters high. It is comprised of office buildings, a health club, and a high-end shopping mall. Burj El Milad, Tehran, Iran, 2008. The Milad Tower is a multi-purpose tower in Tehran and stands at 1,427 feet or 435 meters tall. Inside is an exhibition center, restaurants, and an observatory at the top of the building from which visitors can enjoy stunning views of the city. Center Point, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, 2002. The Kingdom Center, or Center Point, is a 41-story skyscraper stretching 91 feet or 302 meters into the sky. It functions as a residential building as well as a hotel and offices. Abraj Al Bait, Makkah, Saudi Arabia. Sorry if I pronounced that bad. 2011. The Abraj Al Bait towers are made up of 7 buildings located near the Masjid Al Haram in Saudi Arabia's holy city of Mecca. The state-of-the-art buildings include hotels and residential buildings. Bahrain, World Trade Center, Manama, Bahrain, 2008. Wow, what a pretty picture, right? The World Trade Center in Bahrain is home to a premium mall, fine dining restaurants, as well as offices, residential apartments, and a hotel. The contemporary structure overlooks the Manama waterfront and lights up the skyline at night. Yeah, it does, man. That is pretty. So keep that in mind. Jeddah Kingdom Tower, Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, set to be completed in 2021 or 2022. The Jeddah Tower is still under construction, but when completed, it will stand at a planned height of 1 kilometer, 3,280 feet, taller than the Burj Al Khalifa, the current tallest building in the world. The tower is set to house a 4 Seasons hotel, 121 serviced apartments, 61 residential floors, 318 apartments, and the highest observatory space in the world. The Bride, Basra, Iraq, has been in construction since 2014, 10 years, but no date has been announced as yet for its completion. Let's check this baby out. Once complete, this 3,780 foot tall or 1,152 meters skyscraper will beat the Burj Khalifa as the tallest building in the world. Okay. In 2014, actually, it was before that, they decided they wanted to build the biggest building in the world. So, what do you think their aspirations are now, 10 years later? All right. So, I wanted to cover that. That's the last one. So, now we're going to move on to this.
Oil in Iraq is planning to build a monstrous tower which would dwarf even the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. The structure, called the Bride, would be 3,162 feet tall, with 241 floors, a vertical city which would also require no electricity, drawing heat and power from the sun. The mega-structure would have 7 sections, and its designers, AMBS architects, say it would relegate super-tall towers as a thing of the past. The Basra province, in southern Iraq, has remained removed from the political and religious tensions elsewhere in the country. Basra has the bulk of the country's oil reserves, is one of the world's fastest-growing business centers, and is home to Iraq's main port. Marcos Duandras, a director of AMBS Architects, who are working with Mott MacDonald Consultancy on the project, said, in contrast to a conventional tower, the Bride will be a place that may be enjoyed by all, not only for the ones that live and work there, but also the rest of the public. Super tall towers are perceived as an object in the distance, an alien planted in the city, disconnected from the urban scale at ground level. The Bride, on the other hand, will be conceived as a city itself, both vertically, but also horizontally from the ground. It will be enjoyed by thousands of people in endless ways, within it, on it or under it, from walking in the vast shaded parks and promenades at ground level, to having lunch or shopping in a sky square hundreds of meters above sea level.
There you go. Moving on. This is the United Arab Emirates. And you remember when I showed you that map? All right. This is 83,000 kilometers in total area. All right. Here's their GDP, $895 billion. Now, next, I wanted to show you this up here, the establishment. British Protectorate as part of the Persian Gulf Residency, 1820 to 1892. Independence from the United Kingdom, December 2nd, 1971. Okay, so that's basically when they became a country. What are we talking about here? United Arab Emirates. And what's there? Dubai, Abu Dhabi. All right, we've seen pictures of those two cities and what they look like, right? Aren't they really the most badass cities in the Middle East, right? You think Iraq's going to sit around for that? Total area, 438,000 kilometers in total area. They got their independence from the UK back in 1932. They were declared a republic in 1958. So, as we know, Iraq is the cradle of civilization. They have about 43,000 or 43 million in population. Their GDP, $508 billion. They're wheeling and dealing. Again, your map of the Middle East. There you go. And what we were just talking about, this little bitty chunk of land over here, although it is like got some pristine coastline. And there's Iraq. So we've just done the math for the dinar. It makes sense for them to revalue their currency. back to the old rate. If they want to build 20 new residential cities or 20 new cities at 7.7 billion a pop. We'll just say 8, round it off. That's 160 billion US dollars at the current exchange rate. And if you do that for dinar, I don't even know if my calculator will do that number. Think about it. What do you think? How long do you think they're going to ride this out? Because theoretically, they've already utilized the 2023 budget. They've allocated all the funds. Allegedly, we don't know that. As far as I don't know. But now we're into 2024. We're digging into the second year of the budget. How much longer are they going to go? How much longer we have to wait? As we keep smoking the hopium, waiting around on the RV. I just want to throw those numbers out there so it's a thing. There's something tangible that you can look at, something you can actually do the numbers to and do the math. See that it would be in Iraq's financial interest to reevaluate their currency and scrape up all those $50,000 and $25,000 notes that we all possess, so they can start really wheeling and dealing with all these construction companies and get their business on a roll. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm sure I'll only get like 50 views for this video because nobody pays attention to my videos when I do the RV stuff. But for everybody who participated in the holidays, thank you very much. I appreciate you guys, each and every one of you. As I tell you guys, if you don't play, you can't win. I tell you guys up front, man, I play very high level psychological games. I throw Easter eggs out there. You'll have to listen very carefully to what I say because I choose and pick my words carefully and how I phrase things and how I say things and when I say things and when you should be listening. So always pay attention to my videos because sometimes I leave Easter eggs everywhere. I leave them in the descriptions. You never know where you're going to find one. So you should always be aware because I'm always coming across new stuff. All right. I appreciate you guys for being here. Like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell, leave a comment below. If you have a question for me, you can always reach me at the Fearless Floyd Show at yahoo.com. Fearlessfloydshow.com is my website. You can come check it out. Still got some merchandise. I'm going to run the holiday special. I'm not going to advertise for it, but it is available until Martin Luther King Day on the 15th. So after the 15th, that's it. That's a wrap for the holiday specials. People are asking for class again. I don't even know if I want to do another class, really. It took a lot of effort for me to do that class just on my own volition because it was really the last thing on my to-do list as far as things that I had to do to get out of the way to move on doing things. I actually stood around, looked around last night and went, oh my God, I'm done. Everything's done. I don't have anything to do. I don't have anything to do tomorrow. That's odd. And that hadn't happened for over a year, except when I escaped Puerto Rico. All right, kids, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. For all of you out there sitting on that stack of currency and just waiting with bated breath every freaking day, just grasping all this intel. Hey, they just had an international trade fair. They brought all these people from all over the world to start bidding on these construction projects so they can blow up because they have a plan. They will join BRICS. They're already de-dollarizing. So count on that. All right. Again, thanks for being here. I appreciate you all. I hope you learned something. So if you did, share this video with everybody you want. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that notification bell. So when I put out another video, you'll know. You never know what I dig up and when I dig it up. So thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Have a great week.